Why there has always been more than zombies in the 28-year later franchise. The zombies are changing after 28 years. The infected are changing, so forget about it. Although the word choice may not seem like much, it has long held significance for director Danny Boyle, who is returning to direct the eagerly awaited third installment in the post-apocalyptic horror series, almost 25 years after releasing his groundbreaking Outbreak thriller 28 days later. We came to the conclusion that they weren't zombies. They're contaminated, he declares. They weren't undead, but we wanted them to act differently physically. They may and will die, but if they capture you, you will also perish. Regardless of the correct language, 28 Days Later turned into a huge zombie success story. Boyle's culture-shifting film with screenwriter Alex Garland took the globe by storm after opening in cinemas in the United Kingdom in November 2002 and then crossing the pond the following June. Despite an estimated budget of $8 million, the film made over $80 million worldwide. After The Beach in 2000, Boyle's second film based on a Garland book or screenplay, 28 Days, tells the story of Cillian Murphy's bike courier Jim, who awakens from a coma in an abandoned London hospital to discover that the so-called rage virus has ravaged the United Kingdom. Infected in its wake are swarms of incredibly swift, crazily violent, and ferociously vicious animals, the consequence of human experiments on chimpanzees gone awry. Now, more than 20 years later, in a world still recuperating from a protracted worldwide epidemic, 28 Years Later revitalizes the franchise's metaphor of infection. The original movie's magnetic new twist on a genre may have contributed to its success, but it was never only the thrills and chills that made it so popular. The narrative continues to serve as a political warning about how people turn to violence against one another when institutions fail them. By rethinking how the undead, or infected, were permitted to walk, 28 Days Later brought zombies back to life for the contemporary period. The sluggish, shambling beasts that had become the standard zombies in George A. Romero's 1968 masterpiece The Night of the Living Dead were no longer there. Instead, they were a new kind of savage animals capable of pursuing at a terrifyingly fast pace. If they could move at tremendous speed, it made a lot of sense that they would be much scarier, Boyle adds. But that was a pretty drastic change at the time. In July 2001, just over a month before September 11, Boyle filmed the abandoned London sequences for 28 days. He claims that the events leading up to the film's premiere completely altered the film's tone. It was really about citywide terror and the idea that these cities, which seem so incredibly permanent, magnificent, and omnipotent, could be changed just like that, he recalls of the first movie that came out after that. They can be deprived of the people, who are the reason they must be there. It makes no sense for cities to be empty. We opposed the term zombie in part because it gave us the freedom to define who we were.